In this video, I'm going to show you the cost of living in Da Nang, Vietnam for 1 month. Renting an apartment, groceries, restaurants, coffee, fitness, fun, and much more. I'll also sprinkle in heaps of money-saving tips throughout and do a monthly summary at the end so you know exactly how much you need before you get here. Let's jump in. If you saw my video last week, you'll know that there are still bargains to be found if you're looking for an apartment in Da Nang in 2025. You would also know that it's an absolute minefield out there, so you need to go into your apartment hunt like a soldier preparing for war. Okay, so maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but you do need to be careful when you're looking for an apartment in the lower price range, especially during the wet season when flooding and storms are a common occurrence. At the low end, you can find a decent apartment for $300 to $400 per month. This will be pretty small, probably around 40 or 45 square meters. It may or may not include a balcony, and in most cases, you are going to have to sacrifice something, either the location, kitchen utensils being included, or in some cases, working windows.
That's why it's cheap, because it's basically flooding.
If you're willing to drop $500 or $600, you'll probably find something more modern, more spacious, and usually in a better location. These apartments will often also include a rooftop pool and gym. In my opinion, the inclusion of a rooftop pool and gym sounds great on paper, but in reality, you're adding a lot to the price without getting much back in terms of value. The weather can be a little bit unpredictable.
The weather is a little bit unpredictable
in the wet season, so any visions you have of getting a pump on and lounging by the pool surrounded by hotties will be short-lived when you're getting literally blown off the roof.
Okay, this is the pool area, not very usable right now.
I discussed all of this in my last video, so if you haven't checked that one out, open it up in a new tab and watch it after you finish this video. Oh yeah, one more thing that some helpful viewer pointed out on the last video that I forgot to mention. When you give an agent your maximum budget, all of a sudden, every apartment that you see magically becomes that price. It's really strange. With this in mind, I'd recommend giving a lowball estimate of your maximum budget, see a couple of properties, and then ask the real estate agent if they have anything at a higher price range. Next up, we have the second biggest expense, for me at least, which is restaurants and takeaway. One of the biggest perks of living in Vietnam over almost any country in the world is the low cost of eating out. Local Vietnamese restaurants are very affordable, with a meal and drink for approximately 100,000 dong, and in some cases as low as half of that. So we get brekkie at this place almost every single day. We usually get 3 eggs, which also includes salad and a baguette, and some absolutely delicious MSG infused dipping sauce, all for the low price of 50 to 60,000 dong, including a fruit juice or tea. You won't find value like that anywhere else in the world, especially at that price. There are also heaps of Western restaurants in the My An area. Let's go for a bit of a wander and I'll show you some prices of restaurants and also other amenities in the area.
The place is always busy, hey? This place is also really good. Make your own burrito. Manicure, in case you want to get your nails done, lads. Indian food. 18,000 dong a kilo. Little banh mi stand. Yeah, it's a good area, this one. Lots of stuff. Everything you need. Get yourself a pho.
Congratulations, you've made it to the point of the video where I shamelessly ask you to subscribe to the channel. If you are getting some value from this video and you like this kind of content, then hit that little button below. It really does help me out with the algorithm and it puts this video in front of more people who are likely to enjoy it. Cheers. Getting food delivery through Grab will also be one of your major expenses in Vietnam. Again, you're going to see amazingly low prices for Vietnamese food. The best part is it's usually delivered in 15 to 20 minutes and the quality is incredible for what you're paying. For a more expensive Western or, foreign food like Indian, you're going to be looking at spending around kind of $15 or $20. Still not breaking the bank. Even though Carol and I are quite lazy, every now and then we do like to go and buy some food and make some dinner for ourselves. And this is mainly because the protein content of the meals you're going to get, especially from local Vietnamese places, is going to be pretty low. So supplementing it with some extra meat or some, home cooked meals in between definitely doesn't hurt. The best place to get your groceries in Da Nang is Go Da Nang. It's on the other side of the river, and it's basically a hypermarket. So you have absolutely everything you're going to need to buy there. They also have a really good cafeteria space in there with some absolutely banging fried chicken. So highly recommend checking that out. Last time we went there was meant to be a major cyclone coming through. So we decided to stock up on the essentials that we might need for a couple of days in case we got kind of rained in. This haul of fruit, veggies, Aussie beef, chicken, oats, nuts, and of course a bunch of water came to a low price of around 1.1 million dong. With this in mind, 150 to 200 US dollars, it's going to be more than enough to pay for your groceries on a monthly basis. For a more local supermarket, I'd recommend checking out Moon Milk in Mai An if you happen to be staying in that area. You can get everything you need really. They have a wide range of Western products, deli meats, cheeses, fresh and frozen meats, and everything in between. The prices will be slightly marked up compared to Go, so I'd recommend using this place more to supplement your weekly shop or in case you forget to buy something from Go. Moving on to another essential. Coffee can range in price pretty substantially in Vietnam. Vietnam is the world's second largest coffee producer, so you can of course get some pretty good local Vietnamese coffee. It's usually Robusta, and that's going to be around 75 cents to $1 or $1.10, sometimes even less if you go into a very local area. At the high end, for a more bougie coffee in a Western cafe or co-working space, you can expect to pay around $1.80 to $2 for a espresso. This will usually be made with imported coffee from Ethiopia or Honduras, Guatemala, the usual suspects. If you're wanting to throw a cake in there, expect to part with an additional 45 or 50,000 dong. If you are feeling a bit peckish and you want to get brekkie, expect to pay around $3.50 to $5.50 for a brekkie at a Western cafe or brunch spot. I work from cafes pretty much every day, so I usually spend around $130 to $150 per month on coffee and the occasional brekkie. One of the things you won't notice a lot of savings on in Vietnam when compared to the West is the gym. So if you're going to pay for a single session, expect to part with $4 to $6, and monthly memberships will range from 1 to 2 million dong. Some of the kind of mid to low range ones do also have steam rooms and saunas, although the quality definitely does vary. So I'd recommend checking a few of them out with the single session, test out the facilities including the sauna and the steam room, and then select the best one for a monthly membership. Like most things on this list, if you pay up front, you're going to save some money. This relatively new 125cc scooter and 2 helmets costs us around 100,000 dong per day. And if you paid for a month, you could probably get a few 100,000 dong knocked off the price. Roads are very hectic in Vietnam, and the country ranks as one of the most dangerous in the world for traffic accidents. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a statistic. Wear a helmet and make sure it's a good one. If you're not wanting to brave Vietnam's roads, then a Grab motorbike is a great option. From where we're staying into Mai An, it's about 1.2 kilometers, and this is only 57 cents one way. Legally speaking, to rent a bike in Vietnam, you need to swap your international driver's license for a Vietnamese license. This is actually only possible if you're staying in the country over 3 months. Now, it is still possible to rent a motorbike on a 90-day visa, but do so at your own risk. If you are going on a longer drive, I'd highly recommend hiring a car with a driver for a day. This brings me neatly into leisure. I don't usually have that much fun, as has been pointed out by some of the viewers on my previous videos. I'm a simple man. I like driving around, taking long walks, and generally living the quiet life.
You suck!
Before Carol leaves me though, I figured I'd better show her that I'm not a completely boring and I'd take her to do something a bit more interesting than our usual routine.
Yeah, mystical realm. Look at this.
With that in mind, we decided to do a little trip to the Barnet Hills. Never been there, never done it, so we're gonna go check it out. Got the bright blue condoms with us here, and Mr. Tung is gonna take us.
Alright.
Vamos. I figured it's probably better just to get a driver, because we never do that, and it makes the whole experience just way more calm.
and less stressful because you always have someone who's going to drive you, and you don't have to be out there in the rain like these fellas getting blown away. I think we made the right call. I think Carol agrees. Yeah. This is also coming back, yeah?
This little trip to the Barna Hills was certainly eventful.
I'm just going to be like hyperventilating for a bit.
And a good reminder of why I don't do fun stuff.
It's so windy up here. Fortunately, I've now had 3 beers, so I'm fearless.
That being said, the expenses weren't too crazy, considering that we had a driver for 5 hours who drove us there and then waited to pick us up, and even took us on a little shopping trip afterwards. Other things I didn't mention are a local SIM card, which was about $14 US, petrol, which usually costs 20,000 dong per litre, and lastly, utilities, which is of course primarily electricity. This can of course range, but I'd expect to pay anywhere from 40 bucks if you're pretty frugal with it, all the way up to kind of 70, 80 bucks if you're blasting your AC all day. Let's do the monthly overview so you have the full picture of how much money you need to survive in Da Nang in 2025. What do you think, guys? Is Da Nang still an affordable destination in 2025? Having spent some time here pre-COVID, I can tell you that things have gone up considerably since 2020. But then again, tell me a place in the world that hasn't. Personally, I think for the quality of life you get in this city, it's definitely worth how much you have to spend. But let me know what you think in the comments. Has it become too expensive to live here? Are there better destinations in Vietnam which I should check out? As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button if you got some value from the video, and I will see you guys on another Vietnam focused video next week. Cheers.